Well, this refurbishment of the organ at the Royal Festival Hall is just absolutely the last piece in that jigsaw of the glorious refurbishment of the hall. This is an organ that was put in place in 1954, had to be taken out, has been completely refurbished. We had a very generous gift from the Heritage Lottery Fund, and then 60,000 people have given, and it's been an amazing campaign, but we stalled at £100,000 short. So the reason we're doing this is to raise that final £100,000, and we're doing it by carrying the last pipe back from Harrison to the Royal Festival Hall before it's installed and voiced and ready for the grand launch in next March and April. No one in this group, I think, has ever ridden more than maybe 130 miles in a day. Rick Grogan is an old friend of mine he's from the US but lived over here for years. Jim Helliwell, Nick Sharp, Simon Thompson. James Cash is actually my trainer, so he's actually having to deliver on all that training now. So if I falter en route, there's only one person taking the rap.
No. Well, we thought if all of you lined up, you'd be able to...
Well, it's the night before the ride. We're here at Harrison in Durham. We've just had an extraordinary tour of seeing the organ building in general, but understanding more about the Royal Festival Hall organ. I will never listen to an organ in the same way again. To be able to get behind the mechanism and understand a little more as to where the £2.3 million has gone. You can understand now why this is such an expensive project. The truth is, I think we're all a little apprehensive. This is a long way.
I've already covered the avocado dough from the camera, so...
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you tried yours on yet?
Yeah.
It's alright. Starting to get a bit anxious, but yeah. Because I woke up early feeling anxious, but I think once we get into it, it'll be good fun.
This morning we've had breakfast once again, encouraging everyone to get as much food down them as they possibly can, so that they're starting with topped up energy levels.
You know, sort of bananas, flapjacks, gels when needed, and then hydration. I think that's the key. I'm just going with bacon, eggs, and sausages, and yeah, pile as much in as I can stomach, I think. Yeah.
1,000 every 2 hours. So 12,000 calories.
We're going to have a briefing in a minute and just talk them through, you know, the distance and what the undertaking is, how to ride in a group. Sort of mainly keep everyone from getting too enthusiastic too early, I think, is probably one of the keys to the whole event. It's a long way to go, and I think at some points some people might have trouble. So if you are having a bit of trouble, there's no point in continuing and lowering the pace of the group. You can take a break if you want to. We've got 5 Garmins in the van, which have all got the route loaded onto them, and they are really accurate. If you just follow what it says, when it comes to a turn, it'll tell you to go left or right.
We have set areas that we're going to stop in, so I will go ahead, find a lay-by or somewhere to set up, table, a few chairs, proper British picnic, and we've got bananas, avocados, lots of fruit, oranges, that sort of thing. I think it's just an extraordinary, crazy thing to think about doing, but they'll do it.
Well, it's completely mad, obviously. It's not something that I could imagine myself doing, and I'm just in awe of what they've taken on. We have a group of musicians here to give a little bit of entertainment to help them on their way. There will be some organ builders in the workshop who will have a chance to talk about the work they've been doing, the work that's on their benches at the moment, and hopefully then come midday we'll be able to hand a pipe to them and send them on their way with our very best wishes.
All prepared, nothing more we can do now, we just got to go and eat up the miles. So, but what a great send-off from Harrison. They really are a wonderful bunch of people. And you know, to meet Mr. Hollingsworth, who was there building the organ in 1954, met Malcolm Sargent, knew Ralph Downs personally, the designer with Harrison. It's a magical moment. So, see you later.
See you in 24 hours?
24 hours or less. Bye.
Garmin has let us down. Hashtag lost. Help. We're talking about tweeting for directions to get us to London.
It's loading. Hopefully going to show me where we're going in a minute.
I'm ordering a pizza.
I'm kidding. Go that way.
This doesn't look like a struggle, does it?
We've only got 410 to go or something, boys.
That's right.
So are we, what, 10% in?
Yeah, we're 10%. We're more than 10% in. No one's Garmin's worked, so we got inextricably lost in Durham, which was a little bit of a wayward start.
That was
Yellow one, all right?
brutal. We were stuck on that road. That wasn't even a road, it was just a farmer's track. 3 flat tyres, and then someone decides to start riding the flats down here at about 24 mile an hour. It was brutal.
I got a puncture. we ended up in the middle of a field. Along a track, I got a puncture, but actually they were great. We had spare tyres, we were off running very, very quickly. It's good. And then, unfortunately, we were smoking along that road, and that we can't keep that pace up. That's crazy. So we're all going to calm down a bit. So,
Are you ahead of schedule now then?
we're just slightly behind schedule. We'll be back on schedule by the time we get to York, I think. So. Good. We're in Hitchin, and we'd arranged to have this breakfast. In fact, the staff here agreed to come in an hour early to do this. We're deeply appreciative of that. And we're 37 miles from London, and feeling a lot better. We've got a change of clothing because we all got very, very wet.
It was pretty rough, pretty ropey coming into Hitchin. I haven't been able to take on much food or water over the last 2 or 3 hours simply because I've had a sugar overload. We've taken too many gels, and it's just exhaustion as well. Really, it was pretty rough coming in. So it was right on the screws, so to speak. I couldn't have taken much more on the bike. So very thankful we got in when we did.
Horizontal rain at one stage. We had a badger run wild in the road, and then another one ran out and took out Bruce.
He just ran into the wheel, and then obviously we were rolling at, I don't know, 25, 30k an hour, and it just toppled me over. I couldn't do anything about it. I couldn't avoid him. I think we might have spooked him as we came up, and he just shot out across the road. Yeah.
And what injuries do you have to face?
I've got one on my hip and one on my arm, which is a bit sore. That's sore. This is a bit.
And the cycle wake up at night.
Yeah, so we've got that bit of road rash as well to add to it.
Yeah, good. It's a mixed bag. I think we've all had turns and suffering. I think there's a couple of guys who are looking pretty sharp, and the rest of us have all been through our ups and downs. But I think 37 miles to go. We should be good from here.
absolutely phenomenal what they've been able to achieve in the course of the last sort of 24 hours.
How are you feeling?
When the cyclists came round the corner to the festival hall today, I expected that they would all be absolutely exhausted, but they weren't. There was a sense of real elation in their faces, and they had a spring in their step. And they were obviously really pleased to see the big reception and the welcoming committee for them. And to see that pipe handed over to Alan Bishop, our chief executive, was a wonderful moment. They looked in fantastic spirits to me.
Well done.
We're finished. We made it just in time with 2 minutes to spare from what I understand. It was touch and go for a while there.
You wouldn't have seen us, but the sprint across Waterloo Bridge was, you know, I think Cavendish would have been proud of it.
The excitement at the end was sensational.
We were stuck in traffic when we heard that they'd made it with literally 2 minutes to spare. Quite emotional. No, very emotional.
The biggest thing was to get the chairman. The big call through coming in London was like, where is the chairman? Has the chairman got through the lights? Has the chairman got the last piece in his back? Is it still there? Where is the chairman? Where has he gone? So the big thing was to get him, and that was our job, was to get him across the line. And then, yeah, he did a ridiculous skid on a bike across the finish line.
And they were absolutely game for it. And that's where somebody else took on leadership to get them home. It's brilliant.
When you do something as silly as this, you need people that are really switched on. And our guys absolutely were. They were fantastic.
They were very focused. They were all very tired, obviously, but very, very focused. In fact, they refused the final stop because they were just so keen to get here and do it on time, which was amazing.
Out of a group of 6 taking on, you know, almost 500-kilometre ride in 24 hours, I was pretty sure that 1 or 2 would probably have to get in the van and have a sleep or not be able to complete it. So to see everyone get through it just was so how the team all came together and looked after each other in the hard times. You know, the difficult moments everyone had at some point, but everyone supported each other, so it was good.
I'm in awe of these guys for having done this. And it's, of course, it's ended our fundraising activity. We are, you know, about to, I think, close the whole fundraising off because we've achieved our target, and that's incredibly exciting. Because it means by the time we get to next year, our organ will be completely finished, all ready for action, and the whole ride will have just sealed the entire fundraising activity.
It was an epic trip and a good way to raise the money, I think. You know, so fantastic.